Before we even get into the video, I was really sick while making this recording, so if I sound weird, that's why. I think at some point in our lives, people always get involved in art, one way or another. Whether you're drawing a hand turkey in 4th grade or a masterpiece in preschool, somewhere or another, I think people have a little bit of artiste in them. So in this video, I'm going to be going over my 10-day art progress. So without further ado, let's get into the 10-day art challenge thingy part 1. So starting off, we have my first ever drawing that I know of. I drew this about 3 months ago when I was just getting started in drawing stuff. And so I just found a reference image and then just drew this little hummingbird. And then right here is the first character I ever drew. I named him Echo. I've definitely improved a lot since, but day 1 was a big milestone because it's the first day. You kind of get started. Going into day 2, I drew a ton of eyes. I don't know why I was so obsessed with drawing eyes, but I just drew a ton of eyes because I thought I was pretty good at it. This is probably the best eye I've ever drawn, ever. But looking back for day 2, this is actually not bad. Then I tried to draw Mikasa, I think. I think I was watching a tutorial, and I think I eventually just gave up on it. And I have no idea what these abominations are. What even is this? I think I was trying to draw some kind of OC that I had in my head, and it was like a robot thing, and it is not how I wanted it to turn out. Oh my gosh, I'm scared. Ooh, what is that? Who are you? These were some questionable times. This is the second drawing of this character, and I watched a little bit on how to draw hair, but obviously not enough. And then I just kind of sketched a little bit more, drew a bunch more eyes. So then I kind of just started looking around in my room, and I have a Star Wars helmet and I have a Star Wars Darksaber. And so I just put them up in front of me, and then I just drew them because I was pretty bored. Then I draw a drawing from the side. What the heck is this? And then I drew my OC, I guess. And then I drew him again. And then continuing day 3, this eye actually looks really good in my opinion. I think I kind of tried to draw a more realistic eye as opposed to just an anime eye. And I don't think it turned out too bad. The first girl I ever drew. This one is pretty concerning. There is 0 hair volume in this. It is literally just cardboard. And then I just kind of sketched some mouths. I was kind of just playing around for the most part and just kind of drawing to my heart's content. Now, day 3, I drew Shinobu from Demon Slayer. This one is questionable. I think there are definitely some good things about it, and there's definitely some really, really questionable things about it. There's no perspective at all, but I guess I did some shading in the hair, but overall everything is just way too big. Day 3, I drew Echo again, but this time in a Demon Slayer art style, and I actually think that this one turned out pretty good. I probably could have darkened up the hair a little bit, but I think so far for my art journey, this was the best thing I had drawn at the time. The start of day 4, more unfinished sketches. I don't even know what these are. And then for some reason, I might have been trying to do bodies or something, but I just drew a couple stickmen, and then I drew Echo again, and I don't know what happened here. He looks more like a pirate than he does a human. And then moving on, I drew another girl, and I actually think this one turned way better. I did use a reference for this one, and I think this is the first drawing I actually used a reference for, and at the time it looked really good, but whenever I draw something, whenever I draw something and close the sketchbook, the ink gets everywhere, the lead gets everywhere, and it kind of spreads out and kind of ruins it. But for the time, this was actually really good for me. Then I drew more eyes and whatever the heck this thing is. This is a meme you would see in a TikTok comment section. Day 5, I drew another girl. This one I did not finish, and this one I don't actually think I used a reference for, and I think this one actually turned out okay. It's not really a memorable one. I kind of just find it whenever I flip through my sketchbook, but this one is actually This one is actually not bad. Then I drew a ton of eyes, and I kind of tried to do some more shading with them. And this one actually looks pretty good. But yeah, I don't know. I was just really obsessed with drawing eyes at this point. And apparently lizards as well. This right here is my, I think, proudest drawing. I don't know why, but this is just the best thing I think I've ever drawn ever. It looks so good to me. I don't know why. I just really like how it turned out. Even though her arm is like pretty much broken, I did this just from a reference and it just looks so good to me for some reason. This was like a huge boost of motivation and milestone for me. And then I drew a bunch more eyes. And like I said, I don't use all of my sketchbook space for some reason. Day 6, I drew another girl, but I drew her with fingers, and I don't know, this one just didn't turn out as good. I think it still was pretty good, but it wasn't as good. I tried to draw a hornet from Silksong, and it just did not turn out how I wanted it to, and then of course I had to draw more eyes. Now, we move on to, I think we'll just say day 6 or 7. But from this point, this is my first time drawing for 3 months. All of the previous stuff I've shown was 3 months ago, and then I quit after the last one. So this right here is completely new. Like, I drew this 2 days ago. So I started drawing more eyes, of course, but I tried to do like Gojo's domain expansion when he crosses his fingers. And so I just kind of drew more and more of just like random stuff. I can't remember why. I think it was my friend kind of got me back into it. But then I drew Mahito. Mahito actually turned out pretty good. It's kind of in that same style of like front forward when I'm drawing. It's kind of in my style, but I think Mahito did not turn out too bad. Then I drew Gojo doing the domain expansion, and I just honestly made his head way too small and his fingers too big. I think if I had just drawn his head bigger, it probably would have turned out better. But yeah, this was for day 7, I think. Now, moving on to possibly my best drawing yet. I followed a full YouTube tutorial for this one. I drew Gojo doing the hollow purple. I think this might be my best drawing yet. All the details in the hollow purple and all the effects around and just how I did the line work. And I even took up 2 pages, so it's just a very dynamic drawing. And it's had like, just looking back at it, I don't know, I'm just really proud of myself and just crazy that I even drew this. Moving on, I drew this, not from a tutorial, but just from a reference, and it's Yuji, like, looking down when he's fighting Mahito, and I just, like, really liked drawing the teeth in his face when it's, like, peeled off. I just thought it looked really cool. I think this one's definitely more detailed than the Gojo drawing, but I'm definitely really proud of this one. I like this one a lot. Then I drew the guy with 6 eyes from Demon Slayer. I drew like one of his eyes, and I can't remember what he's called. But I don't know, I just saw a picture of him on Pinterest, and I just wanted to draw the eye to see how it would turn out. And then this eye right here, I kind of tried a different style right here. Some people do this style, I'm not really a fan of it. And then we have this abomination and this abomination. And then here is actually where I made a short about drawing an animation. And it's really cool because I just drew a ton of little circles and then erased them one by one. And then it did like a little bounce. And then I just made an animation out of it. We have Yuji in that same battle with Mahito, like looking down at him while he's, you know, all beaten up and stuff. So I went from this to this in about 10 days. I mean, just comparing these two, it's like crazy that I drew this and then I drew this. So yeah, this is my secret channel, I guess you could say. I have my main channel on screen. I pretty much just post gaming videos, but I've kind of slowed down from that because I don't want to say I got burnt out, but I just kind of wanted to do this and keep it away from people I know because I feel like they would judge me for drawing. So yeah, I'll just post art and update stuff on this channel, and I really hope you guys enjoyed the video, but that was my 10-day art progress. So I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.